in a move that has set the entire nation buzzing with anticipation. Former President Donald J. Trump has announced what many are calling the most unexpected and groundbreaking economic gesture in recent memory: the signing of an executive order that guarantees double Social Security checks for all seniors, scheduled to arrive in October 2025. For millions of retirees who have long felt the pinch of inflation, rising grocery bills, and skyrocketing healthcare costs, this announcement feels nothing short of miraculous. The sheer scale of the decision is unprecedented, leaving both supporters and critics scrambling to interpret what it truly means for the future of Social Security and the American economy. Trump framed the move as a promise kept, a continuation of his vow to put America's forgotten seniors first, and the political timing, just months before the 2025 holiday season, has made it even more electrifying. Picture this: seniors across the country logging into their bank accounts or opening their mailboxes only to discover not one but two checks waiting for them. A financial windfall that could mean the difference between scraping by and finally breathing a sigh of relief. News outlets have already flooded with stories of retirees planning to pay off long-ignored bills, splurge on long-delayed family vacations, or simply stock their pantries without worry for the first time in years. The announcement, made during a fiery rally in Florida, was delivered with all the flair and bravado Trump is known for. He declared it a victory for the American people, for our hardworking seniors who built this country and deserve to live with dignity. The crowd erupted in cheers as he promised that the double payments would hit every eligible senior's account in October, a month he called the start of a new era of prosperity. Analysts were quick to point out that such a massive payout will carry financial consequences, with some warning of strain on government budgets, while others argue the economic boost from millions of seniors suddenly spending more money could inject new life into local economies. Restaurants, travel companies, retail stores, and even housing markets are already speculating on the ripple effects of this sudden influx of disposable income. Trump, unfazed by the naysayers, brushed off concerns by promising that America's wealth is more than capable of supporting its own people, calling it a small price to pay to restore fairness to those who gave us everything. Critics, however, are not holding back. Opponents in Congress are questioning the legality and sustainability of such a decision, warning that doubling Social Security checks even once could set dangerous expectations for the future. Economists are clashing on national television over whether this represents a bold stroke of populism that will energize the economy or an irresponsible gamble that risks long-term financial stability. Yet despite the heated debate, the story dominating headlines is the joy and gratitude radiating from seniors themselves. Viral videos are already circulating of elderly Americans reacting emotionally to the news, some in tears, others laughing in disbelief, and countless pledging their eternal support for Trump as a result. The announcement has also lit up social media, with hashtags like #doublecchecks, #seniorvictory, and #OctoberRelief trending across multiple platforms. Some supporters are calling this move a game changer for the 2026 election cycle, painting Trump as the only politician bold enough to directly and immediately improve the lives of everyday Americans. Beyond the politics and the economics, however, lies the human story. For many seniors, Social Security is their lifeline, often their only reliable source of income. Over the past decade, the cost of living has consistently outpaced annual benefit increases, leaving millions struggling to make ends meet. Stories of seniors skipping medications to pay for groceries or living in constant fear of utility shutoffs have become all too common. The double checks are being hailed as not just financial assistance, but as a message of respect and recognition. In interviews, retirees across the nation have expressed a renewed sense of dignity and optimism, many saying this was the first time in years they felt their government truly remembered them. Trump, ever the showman, seized on this sentiment, painting the checks as a reward for a generation that worked hard, raised families, built businesses, defended our nation, and never asked for anything in return. Whether one views the move as shrewd political maneuvering or genuine compassion, there's no denying it has tapped into a deep well of emotion and gratitude among older Americans. What happens next is the question on everyone's mind. Will the double checks become a one-time event or the beginning of a new policy era where Social Security benefits are more aggressively adjusted to match economic realities? Will this move inspire future administrations to rethink how America supports its aging population? Or will it be remembered as a bold but fleeting moment of relief? Financial experts continue to debate the long-term impacts, but for now, the focus is squarely on October 2025, when seniors from Maine to California will watch eagerly for their boosted benefits to arrive. As one jubilant retiree put it feels like Christmas came early, and for once, it's not just words, it's real money in our pockets. The anticipation is palpable, the political stakes are enormous, and the country is waiting with bated breath to see if this promise will deliver not only checks, but also a seismic shift in how America values its seniors. As October 2025 draws closer, the buzz surrounding the double Social Security checks is turning into a full-blown national obsession, with seniors across the United States marking their calendars and families eagerly preparing for what could be a historic financial moment. Television networks are hosting round-the-clock coverage. Financial advisors are giving step-by-step guides on how retirees can best use the unexpected windfall, and communities are organizing check arrival parties where seniors plan to celebrate together once the deposits land. The sense of excitement is unlike anything seen in recent years, with some commentators even comparing the anticipation to the rollout of stimulus checks during the pandemic. But this time, the spotlight is solely on seniors, America's most loyal voting bloc. Trump's move has not only captured headlines but also ignited conversations at kitchen tables, barbershops, senior centers, and online forums where people are speculating on how their lives will change with this sudden burst of financial relief. For many, it's not just about the money itself, but the symbolism. A government finally acknowledging the sacrifices of an aging generation that has often felt invisible. At the same time, the political and financial world is still in uproar. In Washington, debates have grown more intense, with Trump's allies praising the decision as a masterstroke of both compassion and strategy, while his opponents label it reckless pandering that threatens to destabilize federal programs. Economists continue to clash on cable news panels, some warning that this could trigger inflationary pressure, while others argue that seniors, being a largely stable consumer group, will spend responsibly and stimulate local businesses without drastically overheating the economy. Whatever the outcome, it is undeniable that this policy has already reshaped the national conversation around entitlement programs, injecting fresh urgency into discussions about how America supports its aging population. Perhaps the most fascinating element is how this announcement has transformed Trump's image among seniors. While he has always enjoyed strong support among older voters, the double Social Security checks have elevated his standing to near legendary status in many circles. At rallies, elderly supporters hold up signs reading, "Trump saved our retirement," and "double checks, double respect." Social media is filled with heartfelt posts from seniors promising their loyalty forever, with one viral clip showing an elderly woman saying, "I'll never forget this. He didn't just talk, he delivered." Critics dismiss these reactions as temporary euphoria, but others argue that this moment could cement Trump's political legacy as the one leader who directly and dramatically improved the financial lives of millions. The narrative has become so powerful that even those who normally oppose Trump are finding themselves intrigued by the possibility of expanded Social Security relief, sparking a rare crossover of attention and interest. Beyond the politics, there are deeply human stories emerging that showcase just how transformative these checks could be. Couples who have delayed medical treatments due to costs are planning long-awaited procedures. Widows and widowers struggling to cover rent are finally able to breathe without constant fear of eviction. In one poignant story, a retired veteran said the extra money meant he could finally afford to repair his old truck, a symbol of independence he thought he had lost forever. For others, the checks mean freedom from credit card debt or the chance to finally take that trip they've dreamed of their entire lives. These narratives are flooding news feeds and human interest segments, creating an atmosphere of hope that feels rare in today's divided America. Still, Lurking beneath the celebrations are the inevitable questions. Is this truly sustainable? Will seniors see such benefits again in 2026, or is October 2025 destined to be a one-time miracle? Some analysts believe the sheer popularity of the program will make it politically impossible for any administration to backtrack, setting a new precedent that could redefine Social Security policy for generations. Others warn that expectations are now dangerously high, and that disappointment could spark unrest if future leaders fail to deliver similar boosts. Trump himself has teased the possibility of bigger things to come, fueling speculation about permanent increases, new forms of senior aid, or even more radical reforms to entitlement programs. This deliberate ambiguity keeps both his supporters energized and his opponents guessing, ensuring that the topic remains front and center in the months ahead. As October approaches, the atmosphere feels almost like the lead up to a national holiday, with seniors counting down the days as eagerly as children awaiting Christmas morning. Financial institutions are bracing for record levels of deposits and withdrawals, communities are preparing for celebratory gatherings, and the media is already planning wall-to-wall coverage of the first day the checks arrive. Whether one views the move as genius or recklessness, it has undeniably become one of the most electrifying political and economic stories of the decade. For seniors, it represents more than money, it's dignity, recognition, and a long overdue reminder that their voices still matter. For Trump, it could become the defining act of his post-presidential legacy. And for America as a whole, it raises the ultimate question. Is this a glimpse of a new era where the nation finally prioritizes its elders, or simply a dazzling one-time gesture destined to fade into history? One thing is certain. Come October 2025, the entire country will be watching as millions of seniors receive not just a check, but a moment that could redefine the way America treats its aging generation forever.